I don't know if this is going to work, but I've started the whole thing again. I've literally killed every single browser that I had open. That was really painful. I'm sorry about that. Like, now I've really lost my fucking whole train of thought. It's pissed me off. Like, big time. Anyway, it's not happening now. So now the two people that were watching are gone. I don't give a fuck. I'm annoyed that no one's talking about this internet censorship. I don't think people really understand how bad that is. And you can call me dramatic or whatever, but I live in a country where come December we're going to have to start putting in ID to use Google services. That means Gmail, fucking every search engines, everything. And this is not just happening for us, because of this is coming through the UK, it's coming through Australia, through these Esafety acts under the guise of protecting children, which it doesn't. It makes it worse, in fact. And because of this, these large major corporations they're just proactively starting to age gate anyway, globally. So this means the circumvention method, we would usually use a VPN to get around this. But if it is so that YouTube, Wikipedia, Google, everyone are going to start age gating all of their services, that means everyone on Earth has to start entering their ID to do fucking everything. Now, if you take a look at the United Kingdom, what's already in place and what will be similarly in place in Australia come December, people are getting dinged for all sorts of crazy shit over there. And this is before the Esafety stuff came over. Like, there's a guy the other day, he got arrested for saying "we love bacon" outside a mosque. Now, he got arrested for saying that. You could say that's inflammatory or whatever, but like, it's a fucking joke country. And Keir Starmer, that creepy cunt, he's the one that started all of this. It's not all of his initiative, but he's the one that kicked it off. He's the real fucking, the real hard on for it. So I don't know. I guess the problem is I go and talk about this to people, and there's a lot of variables to it that is kind of like, and especially with my ADHD way of thinking, it's hard. I come in at multiple angles all at once. For those who don't understand what is happening and what the concern is, since 2023, the internet has been going through a number of drastic changes. It's been essentially sanitized completely, and it's happening through these things called Esafety. So, like in the United Kingdom, they've got a regulatory body called Ofcom, and they deal with basically what's allowed to be publicly broadcasted on their televisions, networks, newspapers, all of that. And that's obviously expanded into the internet domain. And now, so these are the people tasked with enforcing the UK's new Esafety, was it Children Online Safety Act? I think they called it. In Australia, we called it the Esafety Act or some shit like that. And the body in our country is called, what is it? The Esafety Commission. And it's headed by this American cunt, Julie Inman Grant. And she is just hungry for tyranny, this bitch. So she's basically got no autonomy. She was hired under a conservative government, but see, our conservative governments are basically, it's all just the same shit. I know it's pretty much the same everywhere else, but we really are just, Both sides want to censor the internet. They both want to do it in various different ways. But it's the same things happening over in the UK. The Conservatives raised this e-safety bill. It was a lot less aggressive than these new amendments that were made in July to the UK bill, which now require. So, like, you would think if it's just an e-safety thing, it's just about age gating porno sites and stuff like that, right? That there's a reasonable argument for that. No one wants children looking at that stuff. I mean, there's arguments to be made that you don't want even adults looking at it, but at the end of the day, we're adults. We've got free agency. We're allowed to make these decisions for ourselves, um, or at least should be. But when it comes to protecting children, like, it's not just they haven't just stopped at these sites, these illicit websites. They've covered also what they call priority content. In fact, let me find. I think I asked GPT about this the other day. Now, people deferring to AI a lot, I know, but it's something that I have like cross-verified with the actual source. In fact, I did bring up it's not posted in my Discord. Hold on, I'm going to put out an invite link to my new. Hold on, I'm just getting rid of all this old shit. God, I hate technology. I've been fighting with people all day, like since 4 a.m. I've been fighting. I started fighting with Rumble because they wouldn't pay me out. So I had to scream at them. Then they paid me out. I hate that. Then it was the ISP. They fucking ripping me off. So I screamed at them to fix it, and they did. But you've got to scream at everyone to fix shit. It's like, do you always have to yell? Actually, yeah, it's annoying. I don't like it, but it's frustratingly the only way to swim through fucking molasses some days. You can tell I'm cranky today, but like there's a lot of this internet censorship thing's been on my mind a lot. You could say maybe you're just too terminally online, and there could be truth in that. Like this is going to affect people in various different degrees, but it will at some point affect every single person. If you go to search things online at work, you're going to have to start putting in your personal ID to do things in your office. I'm sure they'll come up with some solution to that. But at the end of the day, if they really wanted to protect children, they could just force ISPs to enforce or make available robust internet filters at the router level. You can do that. There's parental filters there already. You can block things by IP address. You can there's various different ways that you can block things. It's not perfect. They're going to get around it, but it's way less intrusive than just screening the entire fucking planet for priority content. Now, priority content, you might think, oh, what's that extremist content? Is that like terrorists and shit? No, it's not. I mean, that is some of it. That's like 5% of it. But then you go, let's have a look. I've posted it here somewhere, but I've been ranting and raving about this for a few days on my Discord. By the way, join my Discord. I'm going to put a link in the chat. GTPS discord.gg/Daniel Clancy. I'm not always whinging about this. It's really on my mind at the moment. I had one viewer before and he disappeared because the stream was just impossible. Fucking hate technology so much. Fuck. I don't even know if this is working on other platforms. Yeah, it is. It's working on Pilled. I've got some viewers on Pilled. Now this is where things went wrong though. This is where things started getting fucked up. Mute, pop this out. Okay, we got Drooby Dooby Show. What's up, my brother? You fucking cunt. What's up? The annoying thing is you can't bring up pilled chats. On the StreamYard. But that's okay. Now if I pop this out, how do I pop that cunt out? Pop. Alright, now I'm gonna get rid of that. And then okay. I've got what do you got? 5x5 here in UK. What do you mean? What does that mean? Maybe I could just pull this up on. I think maybe I could just share this actual chat. Maybe do it that way. I'm gonna put it on my monitor there. And then if I do the present screen thing, you can just have the chat on the screen. Window break tab, pilled. There we go. Not audio, share. Okay, now I just gotta make it like, yeah, that'll work. Good one. Okay. I solved it. Means he can hear you. Okay, stream quality. Oh, okay, great. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Because before it was, did you hear it before? It was a fucking nightmare. The thing that I like about Pilled is that I didn't have to go and set it all up again. It just obviously if you don't create a new post, it'll just go straight to that stream key again. So that was handy. Anyway, where was I at? You guys are probably in the UK, right? Because this is about everyone in America is like asleep right now. So you guys would probably understand a lot more about what I'm talking about and could probably even correct me on a number of things. But is there a tab to change audio to English? What do you mean? Am I not speaking English? Should I talk like this? It's too late for accents for me. What is it? 10 p.m. here. Australian. What a name. In the bush. There's fucking no one on I haven't even checked Rumble, to be honest. Subtitles, please. Can you do that on Pilled? I know on YouTube you can. Oh no, that's only for VODs because it has to process afterwards. If I talk really slow like this, does that help? I don't need to look over there. I can see you here. I'm on the Gulf of America from the Great Republic of Texas. Man, I would so love to. Oh, you are in. So Americans are awake. Man, I would so love to live in Texas. I so would love to live in Texas. In fact, well, my VPN's set in California because that's it's the fastest link. But it's funny because when I've obviously had to upgrade my VPN to something a lot more robust and expensive, but it works well in order to circumvent all of this age gating shit. I don't really have a lot to hide, and I'm sure most people don't. It's just that I'm not prepared to start handing over my thing to private companies because that's what they're doing. It's not like the government's keeping the data, and that wouldn't make it any better anyway. But they're taking all of your pictures, including pictures of children, in order for them to get on to Roblox or whatever it is. And so now there's going to be all these pictures of fucking underage children floating around in private companies' hands, which like routinely leak shit, whether it's on purpose, whether they're selling it, whether it's an accident, fucking who knows. But it happens with regularity and it's reliably happens all the time. So it's not a matter of if the data goes missing, it's a matter of when. They're just making it fucking worse. Because they want to control everyone. They want to just track everyone's fucking thing. Someone showed a screenshot the other day saying, oh, you're going to have to enter your ID in order to collect a fucking pizza. What is going on? And no one's obviously there's this select few of like autistic people talking about it. and I appreciate them and love them for that. But there's no like big fucking creators talking about this. Yeah, I'll just give them shit. I'll just giving you shit. Much love. Yeah, yeah, I could tell. Thank you, my friend. What do you guys think of this? Because in the States, right, you're getting this thing called the Screen Act. And you let me know if I'm just jumping around too much and being confusing. But the Screen Act is going before Congress, and that is essentially a carbon copy of what the UK and Australia and Canada is doing. And so the UK is just someone that already has it in effect. Do we have any English in the chat? I'm sure I saw some English count there before. What's it like for you guys right now? Like, because people are really kicking up over there, or kicking off, as they say. And because the next move, what they're going to do is they're going to try and ban VPNs. Obviously, the easy way around this is a VPN. Sure. And that's, so you might think, okay, well, what's the problem then? The problem is then they're going to ban the VPNs, and then also these large corporations have the ability to block your access if you've got VPNs enabled. So they are proactively because they're under the threat of a fine, at least in the case of Ofcom. They are trying to fine a Delaware company, 4chan, 18 million pounds. I don't know if it's per day or 10% of the global revenue, whichever is greater. So in the case of Facebook, that's in like nearly $2 billion. Just as a fine. So they're going to just start age gating everything. And this is what, let me show you something that I had up before. This is, fuck, I got too many channels on my Discord. Oh, I need to put that in my Imperial chat, sorry. https discord.gg/Daniel Clancy. Come join my Discord. I need new friends over there. I don't always whinge about this shit, I promise. It's actually a little bit savage. There's a few degenerates in there. But we had what's his name? Moist Critical, is it? The guy that has the sort of fake affectation voice, and you know, the guy that talks like this. I should make fun of him too much. He basically looks like me. But he's all right. He's got a pretty decent, like, well, he's got like, what, 17 million. So he's kind of the only one. And what's the other one? Mudahar, the guy for Some Ordinary Gamers, he's been talking about it as well. Again, but he shares the same exasperation of like, why the fuck is no one talking about this? Why is it? And because it's like, what can you do about it? Well, public pressure does actually work in a lot of cases. This is failing hard. Since the 2023 Act in the UK was enabled, accidental exposure to pornographic material for children under 18 has gone up. So, like, it's not fucking working for their stated goal. But I think for their actual goal is doing exactly what they want. It's just sweeping up everyone's that. So basically, we're at the point of this brave new world where you have to enter your ID to turn a fucking traffic light at some point. All of these little I don't even know how to use Pilled. Where do I get the how do I do the oh, stickers, here we go. I've got gay stickers. They're just like the ones for my little, I need to make some new ones. But anyway, I kind of, I just came online. I was watching shit about this, and, I haven't been dinged with any age gating yet because it comes in December. But, oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to show you, like, it's not just in my head that these large companies are going to do this thing. They've already started, like, talking about it and making announcements and shit. Is it in pop culture? Political fuckery, maybe. Where did I post that cunt? God. Oh, here we go. Defining priority content. So this is like the kind of content that they'll be policing. How do I change that? Remove. Sorry, I needed like a producer or something. Because this is like, no, not invite guest. Entire screen, that'll do. Yeah, share. Okay. So defining priority content. Define priority content in the context of Ofcom's UK Esafety Act. In the context of Ofcom's implementation of the UK Online Esafety Act, the priority content refers to more than to one of the hierarchical tiers of harmful content that platforms must specifically address to protect children online, because that's what it's all about and nothing else. According to Ofcom's Children's E-Safety Codes, COPS for short, which lay out how service providers should fulfill their children's safety obligations under the Act, the priority content sits one level below primary priority content. And then the primary content is going to be stuff like actual sort of, incitement to legitimate violence and all of that sort of, and pornos and things like that. But let's go down. The most harmful. So here we go. The most harmful content that must be prevented from being seen by children. This includes pornographic content, content encouraging or providing instructions for suicide, self-harm, or eating disorders. Makes sense. Cool. I'm all right with that. You don't have to age gate the entire internet for that. And also, you can implement your own internal country. Like China's built their own fucking firewall. England, do your own firewall. Stop forcing the world to do your own stupid Ponzi shit. Now, here's the really annoying one: priority content, and this is what they're really going to hone in on. Because this first bit is just a guise. Content that is harmful and age inappropriate yet isn't considered the absolute worst. Platforms must protect children from this content, usually by reducing its visibility, not necessarily by outright blocking it. Yeah, no, but you can age gate it. So this includes abusive or harassing content targeting protected characteristics, e.g., race, religion, sexual orientation, disability, and gender reassignment. Oh, what a fucking surprise. So now if you get your pronouns wrong, you're going to be like, what, extradited under some Ofcom regulation? Stupid cunts. Content inciting hatred or serious violence or graphically depicting it against persons or animals. Okay, yeah, I don't like that. And that should really kind of be in the priority content list. But whatever. Bullying content. What the fuck? That's all Twitter is. That's what we go and do for catharsis. Like, why are we? No, shut the fuck up. Instructions or challenges for dangerous stunts likely to. So now you can't even do like Vines clips. Brilliant. Content encouraging self-administration of harmful substances. So you can't do any, like, I can't smoke bongs anymore. I can't fucking, people can't do their little DMT experiments. I mean, obviously we're going to. Fuck them. But non-designated content, other content that is not classified as people. What is that? I haven't even read that one. Oh, no, that didn't list them all. But basically, you can see what they're going after. Anyone who's going to be mean to Muslims. Hey, Welsh, what's up, my brother? Haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing, dude? I've got to bring my peeled chat back because they are there chatting away to me. Again, I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. I just want to come and rant for a bit because I just don't. Like I try and it's not, and I'm not angry at my friends or anything. It's not their fault. I'm frustrated at the situation. It's like I try and bring it up, and they're kind of eyes glaze over. Not all of them. Like some of them are super like aspy, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I've got my VPN set up at the router level and all of that." But I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you're all over it, cool." But like, what's your opinion on the actual wider issue? I know you've got your safeguards, but like, they're locking down the whole internet. By the end of 2025, it's going to be entirely sanitized. They're trying to shut down places, and they may be very successful in shutting down 4chan, Twitter, all of these places. So it's not just a little thing. By the way, Daniel, don't worry about anything, bro. You're not doing anything wrong. This industry is lost its way, and it's all yeah, dude. There's no better way to demonstrate that by other than looking at fucking Twitter. You look at Twitter now, and it's like the content on there is just so fake. Certainly shouldn't be age gated and fucking all of that stuff. We love bacon, Australian says. I want to bring up my pill chat again because they're based as shit. Present, stop screen, present, share screen, pilled. There. Especially in the West, politics, it's all about tribalism and collectivism. It's lost its way, so I wouldn't worry about it. I know, dude, and look, I know, and that's the broader discussion about like where this all springs from, I suppose. But like, the internet really is the last stand, and if we lose that, it's the most incredible thing that's happened to us to all of humanity in like centuries, since the printing press. And there's something really magical about this. You can tell I'm kind of getting a little bit personal now because it's maybe unhealthily a little bit too much of my lifeblood. This is a product of becoming cloistered after the COVID lockdowns and just circumstances of people becoming, just getting a little bit more isolated. And I know I should get out there and do more things with people, but that's not the point. Eventually, your nan or whoever's going to have to go in, or your daughter. Let's say your 14-year-old daughter wants to go and like use Roblox or whatever it is. I don't know what these fucking kids do, but she's going to have to put in a selfie of herself or some kind of government issued ID, even though she's a minor. And then that's going to go to a company like called Persona or Authentics or one of these other things who regularly leak their shit. So now your 14-year-old daughter, her ID, her home address, and her fucking picture is going to be floating around the internet for old fucking rock spiders to wank off too. Now that is making the whole thing so much worse than these dodgy old cunts in the fucking House of Lords and in the Parliament of Australia and in the Congress of America. They don't know how the internet works. And I don't think they give a fuck because they don't care about these children. If they cared about the children, where the fuck's the Epstein list? Where is the list? And why the fuck are they still lying about it? Why they keep changing their story about it? I'm tired. And I don't want to keep litigating that over and over in my head, but it just makes me so fucking mad. Like the whole thing is just so fucking maddening. And we're losing because no one cares. If they do the COVID shit again tomorrow, sorry, Welsh, I'll get to your comments in a sec. But if they do the COVID lockdown again tomorrow, 95% of people will do the same fucking thing again. So, forgive me for being a little bit black-pilled about this. Now, I have to go back and see where I think this one I haven't done yet. Excuse me, I'm still a little bit sick. I'm on antibiotics. Wait, is that In the Bushes is giving me a link here. I will get to you in a sec, Welsh. I want to check this link that Trump has now successfully executed the soft landing. We are now the CCP. What is it? President Donald Trump said that Intel has agreed to give the US government a 10% stake in its business. Yeah. Oh, yes. I saw something about that a little bit. I'm guessing this Intel, the chip manufacturer. Yeah, I don't know if I have a comment on that yet. I need to look into that. It's just something brand new that's popped on my radar in a minute ago. But like what she's saying, I'll tell you this, Daniel. In my experience of being in this industry, I've had so many Russians and Eastern people be so lovely to me, the loyal and respectful to actually, me too. And there's something I like about the Slavics is that they're kind of direct. I really like that about the Germans and the Dutch as well. People think they're cunts for that reason, but I gel with it because I'm Scottish, especially in the multipolar group where they've shown me nothing but kindness and true friendship. I've barely had that from Western groups. Yeah, I don't know what we've lost our way. We've never been warm. I don't know. I feel like we were warm once. The pro-Russian people are so much nicer, especially the Russians and a lot of Middle Eastern people, because they care about the world going forward. Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand too much about their way of life. I wish I knew more, but it's very opaque deliberately for the West. Through propaganda and soft power and things like that. I'm not sure exactly about your situation, how you've become more exposed to that, but it sounds interesting from my limited experience with Slavic people. They've always just been awesome to me. Now, it is also true to say that the Russian government, the KGB, they do fuck around with elections. That's definitely a thing. But Russiagate was fucking it was a joke. But anyway, I'm sort of floating all over the place. I came on here with the idea that I wanted to sort of explain to people that didn't understand what was going on, why it's so serious. I feel like I failed in that because I'm just too aggro about it, and I'm just all over the place, just spitting fire and just saying, "Oh, this is happening, that's happening," and is there anyone watching here that doesn't really understand what I'm talking about? And because I'm not good at explaining things, so that would be my fault. But does everyone understand what's going on with the internet this year? And in the UK, Australia, Canada, and soon to be the United States with the Screen Act. Does everyone understand this? And does everyone have a VPN? And I don't mean a free VPN because they can be quite dangerous and make things even worse. You need to pay for a good VPN, if for no other reason but to maintain your speeds. Eastern politics is not corrupted, just like the West. I've interviewed quite a few international people. They follow the real issues, especially Russians. I mean, I think Eastern politics is corrupted, dude, but it's just different. It's just different. The people are different. The society's different. I think they've got a whole lot less internal propaganda going on. It's more external. But again, I don't know. You probably know more than me. But I'm gonna call bullshit on it being not corrupted. I think that's a bit of a rose-colored picture. But there's corruption in every system. It's impossible to not have it. I do feel like in Eastern politics has been quite high though. Happy to be proven wrong. The future is going to be with Southeast Asia, China, a peaceful power, which is no, dude. China is not a peaceful power. China is absolutely not a peaceful power. I hard disagree with you there. Sorry. I know a lot more about China than I do Russia. It's not a good country. They are liars. They are cheats. They are a serious enemy. Not the people, the government. The people are actually the biggest victims of China. That a lot of the people come from China. The students that come here, they're bugged. So, if they're not on board with the CCP spying program, it doesn't matter because all their devices are bugged when they get here anyway. So they're unwittingly spying for China, and it's not even their fault. It's horrible, and they can't do anything because they've got family back at home that get threatened. And then in Australia, where we're so fucking our government's infiltrated by Chinese spies and espionage. Half of our politicians are owned by it. They get away with their fake police forces. They got their Chinese police cars decked out exactly the same model of car, same decals, same lights, everything. And they go around and intimidate Chinese expats here that are, protesting against the CCP. They threaten them. And the Australian government allows them to do this. because we don't have a law against it. We've got a law against impersonating our police, but not other police. And like, what a fucking joke country. And then our spy agency, ASIO, comes out, the head of Mike Burgess or whatever his fucking name is. He comes out, that's like our CIA, and he comes out and says, yes, a very, very, very high ranking politician has been found guilty of being involved in a Chinese spy operation, blah, 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 blah. But because we don't have a fucking law for treason, we don't have a treason law. So we don't, they didn't even release his name. They didn't even tell us who it was. Everyone knows who it fucking was. It was either Dan Andrews or Mark McGowan or both. But, you know, it's, the whole thing's a joke. The whole thing's a joke. Anyway, sidetrack. China is, I used to live in China. I can tell you it's a beautiful country and probably the safest country. Dude, I don't know who's paying you to say this, but that is absolute nonsense. I'm sorry. It's just not true. I love you, dude, but that's just, I just cannot accept that. I'm a lot more intimate with what's going on in China than in other, you know, Russia and stuff. I'm not an expert on China, but I've seen enough. That is just undeniable. Sure, they're good at making things glitzy. They're excellent at soft power. They're great at pushing this propaganda that they are the safest country in the world, which is why I'm saying who's paying you, because this is literally word for word exactly their prescribed propaganda points. So I'm concerned that you're mentioning that. I'm going to have to reject it. But like you, of course, you're welcome to say it. And I don't want to. And look, and I don't think you're actually being paid to say that. I was trolling in a sense, but that is, I got to let you know, my brother. I think you've fallen victim to a lot of soft power. Many people that go to China and live in China feel this way until they realize, I'm a white monkey. I've been given all of this fake guidance, and like and I'm not sure when you live there either, because I think things have rapidly declined in the last sort of 5 to 10 years, but like more so in the last 5 years. It is collapsing. That country is in serious trouble, and the people there are just treated like fucking dirt. It's a revolting country. I have absolutely no respect for that place. I mean, the country, like itself and the people, beautiful. I love a lot of Chinese people, and I love a lot. The Chinese culture is one of the oldest extant cultures on earth. The problem is, Maoist revolution destroyed it all of it. So it's gone, lost to history because of communism. And they still push that as being a great thing. I've seen enough to know what they say about China is bullshit. Well, I've seen enough to know what China says is bullshit. So I feel like we're at an impasse on that one. I don't listen to Western media about China. I certainly don't listen to Western media about China, and I don't listen to proven propagandists about China. I'm not calling you that, but people like the cunt that fucking Tucker Carlson has on his show quite frequently. Jeff Sachs, I think his name is. He is just he's like an Ian Miles Chong. He will say whatever he's paid to say. And he's on record saying the opposite things from one day to the next throughout his entire career. He's a fucking dirty snake cunt of a thing. He has no allegiance to anything except himself. Just an absolute piece of shit. Communism is not the problem. People need to. Yes, dude, it is. It absolutely is the problem. Communism is an absolute cancer. It is not absolute disavow. I'm sorry. Communism is an absolute cancer. By design, it cannot succeed. Israel is the one that committed the most espionage, not China. Well, I think they're probably on par. I'm not gonna fuck it. Look, I am no fan of Israel. No fan of Israel. And I would say that Israel is right up the top of the list with people that do deceptive espionage on it. Yeah, that is true. But China does it as well. It's like I don't understand this defense of China and communism. I'm not sure a journey you've taken, but that's okay. Like it's just sort. It's not one that I'm gonna um, agree with ever. Sorry, dude. I love you though. Especially Great Britain through the greater city of London bankers. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that how the city of London is a different city than Greater London, right? Um, like Westminster is the financial capital, and then you're technically leaving that city and going to the Greater London. It's the same in Washington D.C., in the Vatican, in well, the Vatican's a different thing because that is a nation state. But what have we got here? The Australian Capital Territory. Anyway, I've drifted way off course. What is my thing saying? We love bacon winning. We are not losing. We are winning. UK raising Great Britain and George cross flags. Yeah, I've seen that all over the country. Germans. Yeah, I've seen that. And actually, do you know what? In a week from now, they're doing big marches all over every capital city here in Australia as well. Doing one here in Sydney. The problem is there's going to be so there is like a Nazi party here in Australia. It's not an official party, but it's a movement. It's headed up by this guy called Thomas Sewell, and that's confusing because it's not Thomas Sowell, the American litigator, isn't he? But it's this white nationalist dude. He's very articulate. He's kind of scary, to be honest. He's going to be there with all of his masked up mob. So there's going to be a lot of different but there's also going to be families there. So it's sort of like I'm a little bit concerned about what's going on. I think this guy's a Fed. I think he's there as an agent provocateur. I think he's going to go there and fuck things up. No one wants the Nazi shit here. Like we don't. Because it's gonna wreck everything. I don't exactly understand what their stated goals are for this thing. It's just basically an end. It's a stop all the immigration. It's a stop all immigration. I don't think they want anyone coming in. We've got too many. We've got like nowhere near enough homes, and we've got this housing crisis which is just going to collapse any minute. It is something like 250,000 houses being built every year and like 3 million people a year in demand. It's something dumb like that. It's just way, way, way undersupplied. It can never be fixed at this rate of growth. And we have to stop all immigration, at least for an interim, to repair that situation. And so that's what this is all about. Pluralism, globalism, Satanism, banking system we lived under, Wahhabism, Zionism, corporate. But I mean, some of those things are the problem. Yeah, no, actually, all of those things I would say are the problem. Cronyism, I think, is kind of encapsulates a lot of that. Cronyism. The problem, Welsh, is that a lot of people have they throw a lot of false blame at capitalism because what they're actually describing is cronyism. We've lived under cronyism since probably Woodrow Wilson took everyone off was it Wilson that took everyone off gold standard? And Nixon that finalized it. I can't remember. But since then, it's basically been a crony capitalist sort of hybrid system. And it's just led to this runaway exorbitant greed and just wealth disparity, and that is just not a fundamental property of capitalism. It's not, and the blame is laid at its feet far too often by people that are inclined to socialism, communism, and Marxist kind of ideologies. They reject capitalism as being the big all evil. But capitalism is not supposed to be an all-encompassing system like all of these other systems attempt to be. Communism owns everything, controls everything, makes all the decisions. And, we know from like thousands of years of living under governments that they don't do things very well. Private industry and demand and competition and capitalism, the system of capitalism drives that kind of natural selection in the most optimum way that we've been able to discover. It's not perfect, but it is the best that we've been able to discover in terms of lifting everyone at some sort of reasonable rate. Um, because every other method, it requires cutting the tall trees down to be in line with the short ones. And that's just never going to be, that's never going to be sustainable ever, ever, ever. So I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, but basically, capitalism is not the monster everyone wants it to be. It's given us everything we have, and I know a lot of people don't appreciate everything we have, but there is a lot of astonishing shit we have got to appreciate. And this is why everyone gets so mad when it's being pulled away. So remember the 90s? Maybe some of you don't, but like, fuck, man. Life was just so much easier then. And I was a child, but like, I've spoken to my mother and people of her age about this. Like, they all agree. People are tired. Everyone's closing in on us. What's happening to us now is not a capitalist assault. This is a globalist, cronyist takeover of everything. And I think that by the end of 2025, the internet will be lost forever. It will just be a prescribed catalog by the World Economic Forum and Ofcom and the Esafety Commissioner. Is there anyone like that doesn't understand what's going on with this? With the because I'm happy to move off the topic now if you want, because I've been ranting and ranting. It's just that it's been making me angry, especially the last few days, maybe irrationally so, and I just wanted to get it off my chest. Because I just don't think people even know what's going on. Do you guys know what's going on? Hey, Sick Shoes rating your channel now at 2 people. Thank you very much, Slick Shoe. My fucking awesome friend there. Oh, I can like actual comments here. That's awesome. I didn't know that. I was born in 98, so nah. Well, you know, you were yeah, but you're old enough, like even like the 2000s and shit, like when you were growing up as a kid, Drew, like what it was still even easier then. It's really sort of since 2010 things started getting really fucked. That's when the identity politics started to really take hold. It's not the first time this has ever happened. Like there's been plenty of resurgences through history. I'm going to set this raid for later when I finish. Who should I raid to after this? I'm not finishing yet. I'll check it later. Let's see who's doing it then. Hey, new friends, Johnny Dangerously. Yeah, you aren't wrong. Yeah, it's. I just saw. Hey, Rose, what's going on? Something my friend. I've got it. This is the biggest fucking pill chat I've ever had. I'm stoked with that. The last couple of streams I forgot to actually add pilled, because StreamYard only lets you do three fucking. I rebooted it. I used to have like a yearly account, and I rebooted it for the month for my birthday stream because it's just so expensive. But since that, I've been paying for it last time, they changed it all. It's like more expensive. You get way less shit now. I used to be able to like pipe it out to 8 different places at once under the professional plan. Now it's all fucking changed. My gosh, everything's moving so, and I love how I've got it on the screen now, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I wish I could. Oh, I have to like fully hover over stuff to click to. The red one's like, isn't it? That's what the red pill is. D Slick is another Aussie. Ah, whereabouts are you, Slick? Sorry, it takes me a little while to read all this shit. I thank you guys for all coming here, and you too, Welsh. You're stuck over there in fucking YouTube. Oh, and we've got um Chameleon UK. I call for a revolution, my brothers. Who's with me? Well, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. But I think you can sort of infer my answer from that. I didn't even see you here. Sorry, Chameleon. I will get to your other comments too, Welsh. Don't worry. Um, we're all slave to a system that exploits every aspect of our lives through a false reality. They blind us from it by making us fight amongst ourselves, while slaving away in pointless jobs. Yeah, and then just try and fit more and more and more and more and more into this expectation of you, and they give you less and less and less and less and less, just so you're so exhausted that you don't have time to think about this shit that's going on, and it works because no one has the time or energy to think about it. And when I start talking about it, like, just shut up, you fucking nerd. What is this? Who cares? So what? Kids shouldn't look at porn. It's not about that. They're getting exposed to more of it now. This is endangering children, and if they ban VPNs, that endangers everyone. This is one of the most important security privacy tools to have. It's recommended by all security fucking experts. It's honestly, you cannot ban the fucking VPN. It'll just go underground anyway, and people will still make it work. Anyway, I'm flying all over the handle here and getting all aggro. Democracy, communism, just another ideology to control. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think too, but there's more stuff you need to. Sorry, there's more stuff you need to study, do much more stuff. Um, I don't really think so. I mean, the axis of evil is Great Britain, America, and Israel. I'm going to be honest with you, Welsh. I think you've been indoctrinated, but that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. You're going to be all right. No, there's not. There are other ideologies that helped, and communism has done a lot to do that too. Is that, well, communists happened to be there as allies to defeat Nazis, but that was really through just the circumstance of necessity. They didn't really, it's not like there was nothing inherently about that ideology that helped defeat that. It was literally just the manpower and a common enemy. That's all it was. There's nothing to do with the communist ideology. And it's probably not what you're referring to, but as an example, that's just like, they have not done anything to fucking help anyone except for starve and murder hundreds of millions of people, literally just in the last century alone. More than the West put, unfortunately, history is to whitewash to think the West is superior. The West is superior. That's my belief. I believe that it's absolutely full of flaws, and I certainly don't believe in the jingoist propagandist image that the West projects for itself, because the West is, capable of some of the most potent propaganda out there, and I'm certainly not oblivious to that. But with respect, I do not need to study more on communism. I'm pretty well informed about it, and it is fundamentally broken and selfish, and will never, ever, ever succeed in a sustainable manner. That's my takeaway from it, and I've closed the book on that one. But of course, I know I've got. You're not the only friend I've got that sort of belief. You're probably the only person that believes it so staunchly that I know personally. But I know plenty of other people that are sort of very similarly way inclined, and it doesn't bother me, unless they start trying to push it on me, which I know you're not doing. This is an open discussion, and that's cool. I appreciate that. Where the fuck is my camera control? Hold a sec. I'm coming back. I need to get my camera control right. There we go. Where's the buttons? Where's my buttons? Okay. The camera's on a gimbal and it keeps fucking floating about. Anyway. I don't think so. I'm 20, I think more so 28, 27. Wow, what's happening then? I do understand what you mean. This is all part of the plan of Agenda 30 and the collapse of Western dominance too. Do you remember Agenda 21? It is. You're right, though. It's all moved to Agenda 30 now. You know, there's a lot of things that you're saying that I absolutely agree with, Welsh. But, you know, when it comes to the communist ideology stuff, I vehemently reject that. But that's okay. It's like, I got my VPN set to Alaska. If you're free to say, okay. I've got mine set to Los Angeles. I mean, I float about. I did buy a dedicated IP just to so fucking stop getting all those captures and stuff, but it doubled the price of the VPN. That's right. It works very well. I use Nord because it's just because I'm on like the other side of the moon. It's the only one that sort of doesn't strangle all the speed. I'm pretty happy with it actually. I get still about 90% of my speed, and my upload speeds just don't seem to be affected at all. But Australia's got fucking slow internet, fourth slowest in the world. But I'm guessing Alaska just same deal. Why? What are you? You're in UK, so yeah. Is Alaska the closest server to you? Yeah, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Wait, no, no, it wouldn't. That's on the other side, right? Wouldn't Wouldn't you be better off doing a server in like Maryland or something? Obviously, still within the United States, but like Maryland might be closer. Give you a better speed. I don't know. You do what works for you. Nope, I've not been. I think we're a little bit disjointed now. Sorry, bro. I was just jumping around. There are no good/evil countries. Countries are just boundaries they use to separate humanity. Yeah, and I want to qualify what I was saying when I say the West is superior. I think what I mean by that is not by much. They're deeply evil and do a whole lot of fucking horrendous shit. I mean, Epstein, for example, Mossad, and all of that. I do kind of count Israel as being part of the West because they own most of it and control most of it. So, yeah, it's done a whole lot of revolting things, but at the end of the day, the boots are always marching, and that is just as sure as death and taxes. You're never ever going to change the fact the boots are always marching. We are always animals. We will always fight. Survival always matters, and competition hierarchy always will be. It's just a force of nature. It's something that is transcendent. We can't do anything about it. It just is, and so we need to manage ways through that. Unfortunately, that does entail conflict, and the boots are always marching, and I know which boots I would pick, and they won't be Chinese ones. Anyways, I've got to go. Take care. All right, bro. Good to see you again. Take care of yourself. No one in Europe would be closer, but they have restrictions also. Yeah, not in Europe. You'd have to do it in the United States or Japan, but Japan's passing a restriction soon as well, which is why I'm using Japan on occasion sometimes, but they've got a slower ping, so it's just something that's high latency. But weirdly, because Japan's closer to me than Los Angeles, I think it's something to do with the way that cables are routed or something. I don't know. But LA seems to work. LA or San Fran, they work the best for me. But kind of anywhere in the United States works pretty well. And when I say go to the others, like go to fucking Maryland or something, it's probably not going to be that much difference. But it's a big distance. So the general public doesn't vote for wars. No, we don't. And Guys from UK, I appreciate that you also didn't vote for this Esafety shit either. There was probably like some coterie of about 12 people in a think tank that came up with this. One of them was fucking Slickers in Adelaide. Why didn't this thing automatically scroll? Oh, sick. I'm in Sydney. So I've actually never been to Adelaide. I'm originally from Western Australia, from rural WA. Then I moved to Perth for 10 years. And then I moved to Melbourne because I guess I ran away. I wanted to start again. I hated Melbourne so deeply within my soul. Fucking hated that place. I was like, oh, I'd rather die in Sydney than live in Melbourne. And so, like, it was Christmas Eve and I had $1,000. And I'm like, and my accommodation in Sydney fell through. I was like, I'm going to be homeless for Christmas. This is fucked. I'm just gonna go to Sydney now. So I just packed my bag and went straight to the airport. And like 12 hours later, I was in Sydney. Anyway, so that was that, and I never looked back. I love Sydney. It's been a shitty time though, but that's not because of Sydney. I just think, what the fuck has the internet in Alaska? Oh, who the fuck has the internet in Alaska? So probably there's censorship. I think, well, it's no, well, the Screen Act, Chameleon, is a federal thing. So anywhere in the United States, you'll be fine for now, at least. That may change. We might have to go to Panama or something like that. But you know, if that happens, we'll talk about it again on another stream. Because I am closely watching this thing, and it's like, well, that's the other thing I wanted to pull up just before main feed. Where are we? I was sulking about this shit. I think I pulled this up already. I don't know. Did I? Let me try. I wish I could just share two fucking things at once. It'd be easier. Okay, so Google expands verification to search. Did I show this, guys, already? Got to know Aussie so much since I've known Slick and Smokey Randy. He's in Victoria. Okay, yeah. Victorians got it fucking worse during lockdown. Those cunts, poor cunts, have PTSD from the way they treated them. It's just fucking disgusting. They did it to us too, especially out in Western Sydney. But Melbourne had technically a longer contiguous lockdown. We had, I think we had an equally long as lockdown as Melbourne, but it was broken up. So we had like a break in between. I don't know, something like that. They were the longest lockdowns on earth, by the way, and people are just fucked. There's whole generations of babies that are developmentally fucked now because they couldn't see their own mother's face for like 3 years. So that, you know, we're just not going to know the damage for a long time yet. So there's reports that say Google search is starting to force age verification if YouTube asks for you to verify. This suggests if YouTube flags you, your entire Google account gets flagged. Did some digging, and there's an article on it. Has this happened to anyone here? Guys in the UK, have you? So, Chameleon, you've been using VPN the whole time. Did you get pinged yet? And did that prompt you to use the VPN, or were you just like proactively using it anyway? And guys in the pill chat, do you fuck, I wish I could show. Oh, maybe I can. I can do this. Yes, I've solved it. I solved the. Hold on. Let me try this. Wrong button. I got like 1,000 screens. So, oh yes, there we go. What a fucking brilliant cunt I am. All right, now we got both. Fucking Aussies, lol, good. A soft spot for, you know, we've got this good reputation, right? And like, it's not a false reputation. There are a lot of really fun, funny, like wild, savage characters here that just are heaps of fun. Very much, I guess, like Florida, but obviously with our own kind of flavor, like we're the really deep south. um, but I think, honestly, we've been very pussified over the generations. Like, look what we just rolled over and took that little champignon dick up our ass during COVID. Like, really. And we'd do it again in a heartbeat. People are still going out and getting boosters now. There's people in Western Australia, they've got this totally different attitude than the East. They are they are so proud of the lockdown. They're so proud. Oh, we had no deaths. Yeah, you got no fucking people either. And you live like 1,000 miles apart. Fuck off. Don't give me that shit. And also, you don't serve the hub of the nation like Sydney does. I'm sorry for being the fucking most important city, unlike you, Perth. Jesus Christ. You can see I've got no fucking loyalty to my home turf. Now, Perth is a beautiful place. Perth is a very beautiful place. Kind of boring and small, but like that is good for some people. Change your DNS server from Google's to OpenDNS. I did that years ago, and you won't run on. No, yeah, but no, but like, explain that to me, Johnny, because like, you have to use Google services though. Like, if you want to use Gmail, that's a Google service. If you want to use YouTube, it's a Google service, and all of these things require sign-on. Now they do. Like, the problem used to be, no one wanted their content age restricted on YouTube because it just killed the viewership because no one wants to sign up and give off their information. Well, now that's just going to be every video from now on. So, like, I can appreciate what you're doing is circumventing it in some regard, but if you're actually wanting to go and use the service that they've monopolized, how do you get around that? You can't log on to Google without accessing Google. You know what I mean? Or can you? Educate me. I'm not like the biggest guru on it. Northern Territory is not like Cajuns here. Fucking love it. In America, the least affected people were the ominous because they don't do that big pharma shit. Yeah. Yeah. Amish, not. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I meant. You meant to say. That makes sense. Yeah, ominous. Like, what you mean by that? But fucking, there's a lot of people like that. My mother was like that. The only reason I ended up getting it is, I can go into this all the time because it makes me fucking angry. But basically, her house was destroyed during lockdown by a hurricane. We call them cyclones. Like, destroyed and shit to rebuild it. But everything was locked down, and the only way to get into the state was to have 2 vaccines. And I'm like, well, I knew this shit was poison before I even fucking went in for it. But I was like, the only way I'm gonna get in is to have this thing. So just give me just cook me. I don't care, whatever. And then so I did that, and I nearly died. It put me in hospital like 7 times. My heart is still fucked from it now. A permanent health damage, probably for the rest of my life. It's awful. It's changed my life. It really it's aged me 15 years. It's horrible. It's really changed everything for me. And then the fucked thing is, I got those 2 things, recovered slightly. I'm like, okay, you can let me in. And no, we've changed the rules to 3. The only state in all of the federation. No, we'll change it to 3. You've got to have 3 to come in because they were extra fucking psycho, and they're proud of it. And so I asked for the 3rd, and they said no, it'll kill you. So I did. All of that was for nothing, and then a couple of weeks later, I caught COVID. So that was all fucking funny. In America, at least, the affected. Oh no, I've read that one. Probably you can't, but probably you can, but I haven't heard of it yet. Oh, you mean
penetrating Google without going on. I don't think you can, dude. I mean, you could go in through like a proxy, but like that's still going. Oh, this reminds me of another thing. There's a lot of people out here that are probably fucking on puff puff pass. Nice one. I've only got like I'll have one. I'll have one with you, Johnny. I got fuck all left. I've got some more coming on Monday, but I gotta wait for the fucking post because it comes from Melbourne. Yeah, that's the other thing. I gotta make this distinction now. Everyone's probably thinking, well, hold a minute. Didn't Edward Snowden reveal that like they've been spying on us for years anyway, decades, and have all of this information anyway? No, that's a different set of people. So yes, that is true, and that's the intelligence community, and they don't have that readily accessible to the government. The government has to go through FISA warrants and everything to get access to that stuff that is quite narrowly prescribed. The IC, they can do whatever they want with it and do whatever they want with it and abuse that fucking freely, which is a disgusting problem. But governments don't have the ability to aggregate all of that data yet, but they will, or they have started already doing it in UK. Ofcom's facilitated that through a number of private companies. And Australia will be doing it through Authentics, who's already got a track history of leaking data. So this is a major problem. And I guess my biggest concern is not even so much like I am annoyed about me having to circumvent all these things just to access things and not become like a domestic terrorist just for saying I like bacon. But the biggest worry that I have is central to their original claim of wanting to protect children. This is going to endanger children and adults and elderly people, because if you remove the ability to, now people are saying there's this ruling. Another thing, ruling in UK recently said that internet advertising is IP and it's piracy if you use an ad blocker in the UK. So it's now piracy, a crime to use an ad blocker in UK, despite the fact that 90% of internet ads are scams. And this is the very reason that people recommend using VPNs and ad blockers. These are recommendations from security experts. It's and governments at one point gave out this advice. Telcos gave out this advice. But if they want to ban VPNs, they're trying to ban the use of ad blockers. So they're endangering all of the elderly people. Anyone's just going to be wicked. It's just going to, the days of pop-up fucking boner pill ads are going to come back. It's just so fucked what they're trying to do. They have no care for the fucking people at all. They do not give a fuck. And the data's already out before they've even made these amendments. The children are more exposed to porn than ever. Good one, Keir Starmer. The same cunt who was the lead prosecutor for do you remember that cunt Jimmy Savile? Yeah, one of the biggest fucking pedophiles ever to exist. The guy that raped 100 deaf children because he had a key to the fucking children's hospital that the Queen gave him. Yeah, that cunt. Guess why he never went to jail? Because the Department of Prosecution's head was, guess who? Sir Keir Starmer. The same cunt who is now leading the UK and doing all of this shit. He's a pedo protector and likely a pedo himself. Allegedly, YouTube, fuck you. Jesus, cunting Christ. This world is sick. And some days it just makes me fucking angry. Oh, holy shit. Did you just donate some things? Oh, I got gifted stuff. Guys, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm slow at this. I'm slow. I'm still learning Pilled. Thank you. Well, I don't even know what this means, but I love it and I appreciate it. Why can't I like that? Just know that I liked it. Agree. Yeah, thank you, guys. I've just been ranting and shit. You would still not be able to use all your connections because you're not signed in. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And so, like, obviously, if you want to be super stealth, there's going to be times, Johnny, when you're going to be super stealth, and then you're not going to you're going to kind of relent and be like, okay, I need to check the emails now. I need to do this legitimate work thing or whatever. But then in your private capacity, you probably, I don't know, Tor it or use a fucking proxy email account or whatever. I've got plenty of proxy email accounts. Fuck, I had to create a new one just today to get my Rumble payout. It's so annoying. Anyway, thank you for whatever that can thing is. And thank you for the gold pills, Australian. Fucking, you cunts are lovely. YouTube shows nude yoga. I know. The fucking. Oh, and that's the other thing. What are they going to do with YouTube Kids? They're just going to shut it down. Don't use VPN on phone and being okay with YouTube that I know of. Could have been different feeds, but not. Oh, okay. So you're saying you haven't been pinged with the age gate yet? Okay. Have you tested that out at all, Chameleon? Like, have you tried any other? Because I know it's definitely happening to some people because all the screenshots are coming up. But like, what are most people reporting it on? Like Wikipedia is going to have to do it too, apparently. Means you need to get your Stripe account so you cash out. Yeah, I've got it set up. I've got it set up. No, YouTube. I'm talking about Rumble. Rumble pays out to PayPal, and PayPal's instant, right? But Rumble holds the money in escrow for like they sell 8 to 12 days, and then so like 15 days later, I'm like, it's a little bit overdue. Can I have my money now? It's like my birthday gifts from my friends, so I could pay my doctor's fees and get some new shoes. And they just don't respond. And then you got to start yelling at them, and they're like, "Oh, send this from the original account." I'm like, the original account doesn't fucking exist anymore, and this broken system won't let me change the. And I was. It's making me hyperventilate just talking about it. But like fucking hell, it was a hassle. This was all at 4 this morning. So I'm already just a cranky cunt the second I wake up. And this big problem I have is I open the phone straight away and start checking all the messages. Like instantly. That's what I do when I wake up. And I am just a nasty cunt for the first 5 minutes. Like so much so that I look back like half an hour after waking and go through all my replies and have to walk half of them back. And I never learn my lesson. I just don't reply for the first 10 minutes. Just don't look at it for the first 10 minutes. But I always do it. I always fucking do it. And then I snap at someone I shouldn't have. If you want to use anything online, seems like you need Google in some regard. Yeah, I know. But there is there is a whole lot of serious talk about splitting Google up now. Which really does need to kind of happen. Hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones are the same thing, just named differently. Yeah. Although ours go ours spin in the opposite direction just because of Coriolis, but yeah, they are the same kind of meteorological system. After shopping, cat needs a treat. Oh, and this is Puss right here. What a cute little kitty. Must get some weeds too. Been having 420 times synchronicities lately. It's getting annoying. Oh yeah, I didn't smoke this with Johnny yet. Well, bong on, my friend. Chameleon, it was great to see you. Get some nice little treats for Kitty. And thank you for chatting with me. See, Daniel, the internet might have some life left in it. Don't break it. I don't know. It depends. If the internet messages me in the morning, I might cunt it up so bad it never comes back. Fight Club and JD Vance are going to censor America through Palantir. People just don't. Yeah. So Johnny, can you like do you like have sort of a, what do they call it? The elevator pitch of JD Vance and Palantir. Because, like, I'm sort of a bit more familiar with Palantir, but JD Vance is involvement with Peter Thiel, right? I just don't really get it. I feel like there was this same kind of suspicions about Shalaka Makawaka. What's his name? Jeet McFucking Preen. What's it? No, billionaire cunt from the fucking pharmaceutical industry. The smooth talking. Vivek Ramaswamy, that's it. They people have very similar sort of apprehensions about him. But I just don't fully know what I'm talking about there. But I know that this is some sus shit going on. And every time I mention him to my people in the know, they're like, ooh, they kind of go a bit funny with me. And like, oh. Because I kind of like on face value, there's a lot to like about him. But no one knows where he came from. That was supposed to be Trump and JD Vance. I don't know where the fuck Fight Club came from. Are you typing on your phone, Johnny? That'll be what it is. It was probably you. My TV is too loud. Oh yeah, right. Sorry. Yeah, we're being set up and people are not waking up to. I know. Palantir is like the patriarch on steroids, technocracy. Yeah, no, it's all right. I get you. I know that you're fucking doing your dictation thing. He claims to be a hillbilly. He's not a hillbilly. He's a globalist. Well, yeah. Do you think he'll run in? I mean, he'll obviously run in 28. Do you think he'll win? You know, because there's no one else that would right now. I suppose Newsom could win against you. We're getting Vivek in Ohio for governor. Fast talking scam out as H1B1. Yeah. I was going to get a H1B into America at one point, but I was like, I don't think, because I was looking at it like what it's supposed to be for. And I'm like, well, I don't know if my skills are exceptional enough to be warranted there. So I kind of just never, I just sort of didn't bother for that route because I just thought, well, they're not going to accept like an engineering draftsman. There's plenty of other engineering draftsmen surely in America. So I just thought, no, what? Maybe if I was a specialist engineer of a certain specific niche discipline, and I do have a lot of specific niche discipline experience with the documentation side of things, but it's not what you would call an extraordinary. And I know there are extraordinary visas, but they're for like celebrities. I'm not that. So yeah, when I was looking at H1B, I was just looking at the literature of how it was written. I'm like, well, I don't know if this is appropriate for me. I don't know if I'm like good enough for this. And then I hear this whole scam about how it's just like, oh yeah, people are getting cleaners in on it. I'm like, wait, what? You what? Nobody that is against Israel is allowed to run. And that's the only one I would ever vote for ever again. Yeah, they aren't allowed to run. They get fully. Well, look at what's happening to fucking Thomas Massey. And look, I don't know much about Thomas Massey. I bring him up, and my anarchist friends are like, you know, he's a fucking cunt too. And I'm like, yeah, look, okay, I'm not trying to marry him. I'm just saying, like, look what they're doing to him because he doesn't take APAC money. He won't go to Israel, and he won't fucking kiss their ass. He won't wail at the wall. I don't know how much longer YouTube will let me say all this shit. Nobody against. Oh no, I've read that. I've done. I don't fucking like things on here. There we go. I'm done voting because it doesn't count. We have to vote here, but I don't. They just send you. They like. So it's compulsory here, and they fine you. But then you just call up and say like, "Oh, I was sick" or something, and they're like, "Oh, no worries, love." Or you just pay the $120 or whatever it is. I don't do it either. So, well, sometimes, like, because basically all you need to do is get your name ticked off. So often I'll go in and just get the name ticked off and then just draw a dick on the ballot. And then a lot of people draw dicks on the ballot. Oh dear God, we can't get a break here in Ohio. We got all these fucking goddamn phonies. Thomas Massey is your ideal American nationalist patriot, America first. I feel that way, but like I'm not a full bottle on all of his stuff, but like I look at it, you know, and kind of in a similar vein as kind of Ron Paul. Similar sort of, not the same guy or anything, but like same kind of energy, you know what I mean? I feel like Rand has a lot of that in him too. Probably not as much as his dad. I know people have a go at him because it's like, oh, you just block everything. You never get anything done. It's like, yeah, that's actually probably that's probably the best thing you could do in that fucking shitty ass system you've got. You know, stopping terrible things from happening is pretty important. So if they serve no other function but stopping terrible things from happening, then they are absolutely worth having in Congress, even if they don't advance progressive ideals or, you know, vote yes on bills. So what? They vote no when it matters. Yeah, Ron Paul as it was. He'd be getting on now, hey. He's like fucking, what, 107? Not really, but like, he's old. He does podcasts still, doesn't he? We can't get a break here now. I've got all these damn fucking phonies. Yeah, read all those. Ron Paul was trying to support Trump all the way until just recently, and he said he's had enough. He can't. Oh, really? Did he say that on his I don't know if I can find that. Look on Twitter. Did he say that on his podcast? Let's go x.com. Ron, because I'm off. Look, here's the thing, and it broke. 1 second. I've got the. I can't even see myself. Change the fucking. Hold on. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Anyway, I loved Uncle Trump. I really loved the MAGA movement. It gave me hope for the future. It gave me just this sense of like, yes, there's finally someone's going to come and disrupt and just tear this terrible shit down and start it again. And the first term was sort of like, yeah, okay. And it was enough to want him back. And now this time it was like, oh, the first 40 days was like, oh, wow, this guy's on fire. Like, oh my God, unbelievable. And then you what? You have to swear allegiance to Israel to get emergency aid? What? You're fucking deporting people because they don't like the Jews or Zionism? What? You fucking all of a sudden bombing all of these countries that you never said you would do? What? You didn't finish any of these wars you said you'd do in the first day? What? You're protecting fucking pedophiles! So, fuck Uncle Trump. The cunt is dead to me. And he could cure cancer tomorrow, and it will always be that fucking pedophile protector that cured cancer. It's heartbreaking to me. And do you know the other thing that was heartbreaking to me was discovering that MAGA, while it's not all a cult, I know that because I've got many good MAGA friends, but I was devastated to learn how big a portion of MAGA actually genuinely is a cult. They behave exactly like it. And Trump cultivates it. down to saying, fuck off if you dare ask me questions that I don't want to answer. And then all of his minions turn around on a dime, and all of a sudden they don't care about this. And they're like, oh, I'm so glad when you're going to stop talking about this. What? You just changed your entire personality because of what? No, actually, no. I prefer to stay in reality, as fucked as it is. Flying cunt. Whoa. That was not expected. I need to get my... Hold on. 1 second. Get my hat. Shit's going everywhere. Anyway, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Fucking gotta calm down. Let's calm down. Let's everyone calm down. Let's do a little bit of ASMR. Stipple, 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 stipple. That's a good one, isn't it? Stipple. Also believe, and let's go back to, that's what I was looking for. Ron Paul. Fuck. I am so ADHD, man. Ron Paul Trump support. Former Congressman makes it clear that he did not endorse. Hey, are you talking about when you said Ron Paul, Johnny? Were you saying, when did he say that? Because there's one back in January of him talking about that. I don't know. It's just going to be difficult to find, I think. August 21, here we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think this is the one you're talking about. There's a fucking 27 minutes though. Hold on. I might have to remove and share screen. And this might end up with an echo, but I'll mute my mic while it's playing. Now, does this have an echo now? Do I have an echo?
Liberty Report. With us today, we have Daniel McAdams.
Is that echoing? I'm going to just mute just in case. I'm going to find... Oh, it's 27 minutes though. President Trump's foreign policy is turning out to be just as militaristic and interventionist as his predecessors. Promising America first, his saber-rattling from Venezuela to Ukraine and blind support for Israel are anything but. I mean, I'm definitely watching this later, putting that in another tab, but 27 minutes, I can't scan through all that. I just want to hear the sound bites of him saying, fuck Trump. Because I'm just so annoyed. I'm just so annoyed. Oh, this might be it.
Many people, including myself, are curious about is whether or not you actually endorsed Donald Trump in the 2024 election. I know you said some favorable things as well as, you know, pointing out some concerns, but did you ever officially, I guess, you know, as far as that might go, endorse Trump in this election? Or...
No, I did not endorse him. And you know, it's interesting. The last big rally, I think, was the one where he was shot. You know, it was in Pennsylvania, and it was winding down. You know, on the primaries, and they called me and asked me to come up to Pennsylvania at the last minute. You know, because they knew they were in it. This to me was a positive that yes, the libertarians don't run things, but there's a significant number of libertarians around. So they wanted me to come up because I was not bashing Trump. And so they wanted me to come up and just be there. Then at the end.
I look, I love the man, but he's getting a bit old and doddery. I can't get through that all the stammering. Sounds like me on a fucking, well, pretty much every morning about 5 a.m. But like, okay, I've missed a bunch of messages here. I believe also MAGA is secret agenda to bring in the gay agenda from Israel. I think about the village people is this
It's an interesting choice, isn't it? Trump does love the Village People song, and then they add the Village People at the RNC. Oh. MAGA, really? So how would that work, Johnny? What do you mean by like having by forcing the pendulum swing? Is that what you mean? Is it like is that how you mean that's supposed to sort of mechanize? They choose the gayest of the gay bands to be their national anthem. I think that was just Trump, though. I think Trump has a particularly camp taste in music. Like, well, it's quite eclectic as well, from what I understand. He listens to a lot of different shit, but he's also like 1,000 years old. And Trump's a super feminist, by the way, because he's old, but he's old school feminist. So, but he's from that era of like very the big push for female emancipation, and so I think that really sort of made an impact on him. He's very he loves his women, but I think at his methods you can question or whatever, but I think his intentions are in part motivated by feminist ideology. I stream here every day and I do an 8-hour stream, so it could be anywhere in those videos. Oh, what do you mean you do 8-hour streams? So how do you do that on Pilled? Doesn't it cut off after 4, or you got the paid one? See, for me, like for Pilled, they're great. I love Pilled so much. The only issue is, and I do have my Stripe set up, like you were saying before. I've got my Stripe account set up, and I've done it. Well, they want you to do a W9, but the W9 doesn't apply to foreigners. It's a W8BEN, which is the equivalent, but sort of different. And so I filled that in instead and supplied that, which, you know, in terms of the IRS is satisfactory, but the payout threshold that Pilled has for people outside the US is $500. So it's going to take an extremely long time to get that. That's okay. It's okay. The community here is pretty good, and it's very easy to set shit up. So I don't know. It just makes me wonder how the fuck Rumble gets it so bad. Like they force you through so many fucking hoops on Rumble for no reason. It's just so badly designed, and I explode. I told them everything I thought this morning, like in the massive Karen email. Like, your systems are shit. They've been broken for years. The UIX is fucked. The back end is fucked. Whoever the designers are need to be fired. Such a cunt in the morning. And then that poor bitch from the ISP. They had I was so mean to them, they cut my internet price in half. But that's where you got to fight and scream. And I hate that because it comes with such an emotional cost afterwards, but it's the only thing that fucking works in 2020. And it's making me this aggressive person I don't want to be. Trump was always a Democrat, yeah. But I'm okay with that. You know, I was once sort of a Democrat. Like, I mean, most kids were, right? I don't know if I was really anything. Though technically I did join the Labour Party as a sort of, not as an ideological pursuit, but more as a, just like figuring out what this is all about. And I did in short order, and I was like, oh, I do not want to be part of this shit, especially not this party. I did look at joining other party, and I was like, you know what? The parliamentary system is just cooked. I don't want to be a part of it at all. There's no way that I could do what Trump did and just like go by popular vote into the primaries and run for prime minister. No, I'd have to go into local office, and then I'd have to go into, I'd have to go into local council, then I'd have to go into fucking, you know, city council, and then I have to become like a mayor or something, and I have to go into fucking state politics, and then I have to work to federal politics, then I have to get into the leader of the party position, and then that will take like 45 years, and then I'll probably lose the election because I'm a cunt. So it's not like you could just come in and make swift changes. It takes like 40 years. And it's locked into career. I mean, same in England. It's what we built it off. Partly off England and partly off Washington. But like, so we have states, but the states have some kind of independence, but I guess it just becomes more meaningless over the time. But like, I've been on D Live for over 3 years. Haven't been able to crash out. Hold on, I think I need to go back. Bait and switch, and then all of a sudden be okay with it. Then his views change. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, you know, like, yeah, but he sort of hacked the Republican Party, didn't he? Because he knew that was the two-party preferential system. That's how it's always gonna. So he had to pick one. I would have done the same, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have totally just changed all of my politics. I don't know if he did either, but he's lying. And that's, I just can't forgive that. If there's little bits of, I mean, he's a liar anyway. We know he's a liar, but he never used to lie about important things. He'd be blatantly honest about them. That's what we loved. And now he's just like blatantly lying. Like he's not even a good liar. We know this about him as well. He's actually a bad liar. He doesn't come up with very convincing lies. They're just kind of silly and more comical defenses. It's more just like this amusing game of, oh, how's he going to sort of squirm out of this one now? Because he always does. And you kind of, at the end of it, kind of respect him for it. You go, wow, that's pretty impressive. One of his quotes one time, when I think back in 2015, before he became president, he's like, I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and my votes, like my polling would go up. And I think that was not far from true. But he's injured permanently all of his. He could be one of the greatest presidents of all history, but will now forever be the guy that deleted the Epstein files. And I don't care if they were deleted before him or not. He lied and lied and then lied again and then lied again and then lied again. And then so did all of his fucking shit-ass cunt little appointments, like that Jeet that runs the fucking FBI, like that stupid blonde slut that runs the fucking Department of Justice. They should both be fired. Dan Bongino seems like he's just fucking hostage in some sort of, I don't know, prison camp somewhere. Get him out of the gulag because he doesn't want to be there. And if he does, and if he keeps, all they do is just fucking post on Twitter. Oh, most transparent. This is the thing. They keep pushing these fucking lines over and over and over again. Anytime you hear war on drugs, drugs get worse. War on terrorism, terrorism gets worse. War on most transparent president in history, the most opaque. That's how it goes. It's how it fucking goes. And we thought he was different. I thought he was different. I'm still hurting over it. I'm genuinely hurt, and I'm not even American. But you guys might think, well, you're not even American. Why are you so like what? Why are you so into? I say this a lot. It's because what happens in your country makes so much more difference to what happens in my life. It all filters down, at least 80% of it, if not like all of it. At some point, it's just a matter of time. All of your culture gets spun downwards here. All of your political movements end up being emulated across the West. Usually happens in Britain, then fucking New Zealand, then in Australia. They all do it. They're all in lockstep. And our government means fuck all. We've got some king with some inbred cunt over in that mossy old rock over there. But like, you know, and I really wanted to, I wanted to be an American one day. I really have always loved America. You know, people have made fun of me for that because they're like, "Oh, what do you?" Yeah, I've loved Australia, but I've had to let it go. It's gone. It's not going to come back, and that really hurts me. That really hurts me. So you know, like but And it's not because I think America's second best. I'll go there. No, I do think really that maybe America might be the best country that's ever been. And they have kept us in this imperfect but still functioning world, barely. And it's got corrupt over the years and it needs to be saved. But I think it's worth saving. And you're the last hope that anyone's, there is no one else. Okay. So if you guys fall, that is it. There is no one else. And it's not like I need you to be strong so I can take from you. It's I need you to be strong so we can be strong together. I've been streaming maybe a bit too long on my own. I get a little bit too in my own head. This thing upsets me. That ever led a libertarian in as president, independence would most likely be your major party. Yeah. I mean, we did have one here once, like not in my lifetime, but it was fucking. I think it was during like the war, maybe. I can't remember. Well, I wasn't alive. The mayor of Sydney is an independent, but that sort of local council doesn't really make much difference. That's different. Yeah, the blatantly obvious one is that Epstein is made up by the I mean, that was so fucking insulting. And that was really that's when he turned around and said, I don't want your support if you're going to keep pushing this. It's made up by Hillary Clinton. I was just like, you know what? All right. Thanks a lot. So fuck you. Anyway. I don't know how. Fuck. Maybe we've saved the world tonight. I've covered a lot of shit. I did no preparation for this. I was just cranky. I was in a mood. I was watching all of this, just more and more shit on the impending censorship of the internet, and I was just like, no one else is like, not no one else, but no one in my circle, no one in real life cares enough to do anything about it, and that's how it happened in the first place. So I don't know. I'm struggling to swallow the black pills at the moment. It's a little bit too much. We can't lose the internet. It's all we've got left. It's all free society has left as a tool to fight and do anything. So, I might wrap it up here. This is probably my longest stream I've ever done on my own. I'm not good at doing streams on my own. I get very too in my own head. I think I did a little bit this time, but you guys in the fucking pill chat have been so awesome. Also in my YouTube chat, that's been great. If anyone's in Rumble, they're not. That no one's in Rumble because it didn't show up in the comments. Let's have a look. Rumble. Okay, Daniel Clancy. Rosie. Rosie always comes with the gifts. What's this? Sticker update. Add to favorites. Oh, can I do that? I didn't know I could do that. Fuck it, why not? Let's just click buttons. Is that Sean? It looks like Sean. Is that Sean from like a face swap of Sean from Third Rail of Fire? Because it looks like him.
Epstein clients and employers is who honest people want out of power. Trump is doing everything in his power to memory hole their existence. Yeah. Some people think there is not that they agree, and I'm not saying these people agree with pedophiles. They don't, but like some people think that there are certain things that are so big and so important that if they were to fall, a lot more damage would be done. So it may be best to leave it uncovered. And you know what I think? I think let it fall. If society requires the rape of children to survive, then it doesn't deserve to survive. We need to rebuild it on a better structure than that. I can't participate in that willingly. So, has anyone been in the Rumble chat? Because if you have, I deeply apologize. I haven't been coming through willingly. No, they haven't. So, but all my Rumble people are like in America. So, and this is like a shitty time for them. No, that's conservative, Chris. Oh, okay. Exactly. Let them fall. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say on that. Just wanted to get all that shit off my chest, I guess. What are you seeing this? Oh, that's that screen. What's on the agenda today? Anyway. Anywho. Yeah, I think I've run out of words. I might go to bed at a reasonable time this night. This evening of the 23rd. We cannot coexist with people that think raping children is acceptable. If that means America falls, then America must fall. Well, yeah, and I think the suggestion is that global governments will, like many countries, will fall, and it will be catastrophic for the human race. You know what I say? It already is. This discovery reveals that it is already a fucking catastrophe that must stop. Yeah, and any stick you see in chat, you can save to favorites or ones you want for the channel. And just as for the I just thank you for the like and share. Oh, you're the best, Rosie. Chop. I find it a little bit janky to do these buttons, but I'm getting it. Oh, here's Gina. Okay, yeah, no, I need to have that one. Oh, so wait, is this submit for channel? Does that mean I can have it in my channel and then other people use it from there? Oh, I think so. I just did that. What do you think of Nick Fuentes been saying lately? Do you know, funny you mentioned that because I like definitely not a fan of Nick Fuentes. But there are all these little clips that come up of him on Twitter. They're like, you know, like they're very sort of like 15, sort of 20-second ones. I'm like, I can't really find the lie or I can't disagree with any of it. It's like you're saying, it's sort of, yeah, but that's true. He's definitely got a point. Like I can't. And he starts talking with his sort of fucking smarmy face and his cunty mouth, and I'm like, and so I begin to sort of turn off immediately when something about him. He's just got this punchable faggoty face, but like he's right. Not about everything, but but a lot of these things. I can't even remember the last one I was looking at. I can't remember, but I have noticed that, and I'm not a fan of him. But you know, right is right. Yeah, so I had a look at the favorites before. I remember adding a couple of these. Faves, uploads. Oh, okay. Channel. Okay, so that's Gina's in there. Except with opposite views on Israel and Zionism.
Oh, he's like a Wesley version. Weez. Oh, yeah. Yep. Anyway, guys, I think I'm running out of steam. And I'm probably gonna drop it here. I'm not doing any of this through the fucking Rumble Creator program. It's too hard. I'm just doing it for the chats to get shit off my chest. So thank you for being here for that. I really, really appreciate you guys showing up. I should do more of them at this time because there's heaps of people that are on pilled at this time. But when I do them sort of a bit later in the evening, there's not as many people. And that's okay. Just got to figure out their little time zones. I sort of sleep every second day, so I can kind of fit it around anything. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for chatting with me, putting up with my rants. I mean, it sounds like everyone here knows what's up with the VPN shit anyway. But if I could ask you to just do me one favor and be annoying to people. Oh, there's one for Sean. That's got to stay as well. Let's keep that. Submit for channel. Thank you, Rosie. You're just a star. You just go get your lawn mowed. All right, brother. Well, you enjoy that. What do you mean get your lawn mowed? You mean mow your lawn or get it mowed? It's a very interesting wording. Or is it a euphemism? I don't know. But yeah, no, thank you very much for putting up with me and my rants. But yeah, if I could ask you one little favor as a friend, be annoying to normies about this VPN internet thing. People really have to push back and change this and demonstrate what's really going to happen is this will need to be demonstrated as a massive failure. So there needs to be giant public outcry about the increased exposure to children seeing pornography and things like that, which there are, the data supports that. And now there's this way heightened risk of just millions of images of underage children floating around in private companies' hands being leaked out to pedophiles because of age gating requirements. So what they're doing is making things so much worse. They're endangering your kids. They're endangering your freedom. Don't fucking let it happen. I love you very, very much. And I will see you guys next time. Chops, you're the best cunt. I love you. Usually sleep at this time for 3 or 4 hour nap, but I was bad and I still up gaming. Oh dear, Rosie, what are we gonna do with you? Love you always anyway. Yeah, like I said, I sleep every second day, so don't sweat it. We'll just die about 25 years sooner than expected. All right, guys. Have a good night, and I will see you in the next couple of days. Peace. Set outro video. I thought that was already set. Jesus, cunting Christ. Here we go. Good night, guys. And press. I'm just doing that thing where you're like, no, I'm recording a video. Oh, fuck you. Don't you hate that? All right. Literally going now. 5, 4, 3, 2,